All right, welcome back. Another edition of Let's Talk About It. We're at María Corona, downtown Cabo, San Lucas. We're going to sit down with Rob Cromar, one of our newer agents. Rob, get over here.
What's going on?
What's up, brother?
Nick?
How
Good
are
to
you?
see you? Well, how about you?
Very well, very well.
Good.
So we're in December. You just moved to Cabo from
Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado. So right now it's got to be snowing in Denver.
Last I heard, absolutely. Yeah, friends are kind of bummed that we're here in like 70 degrees and they're out negative degrees. So
Yeah, well, welcome. It's another edition of Let's Talk About It. And as always, we're going to sit down and have some tacos, learn a little bit about who Rob Cromar is. And you might be thinking to yourself, I know that guy. I saw him a couple years ago on HGTV, House Hunters International. That was your first claim to fame, right?
Well, yeah, I guess if you call it a claim to fame, yeah, that was the first. I do get a lot of people calling me still about that show. It's crazy.
So, rewind.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
5 years ago,
Okay.
we bought a home here in Cabo, San Lucas. Yep.
But you just recently moved here.
Yeah, we decided that when we bought, we weren't quite ready to move here, but we knew we were going to.
Right.
So we planned, years in advance, bought the house, rented it out to other folks, and then we finally made the move down here. Yeah, just about 8 months ago.
8 months ago. And so when you moved down here, what was that like when you and your wife moved down? Wife, Gretchen?
Yes, Gretchen. It was, it was tough because it's pandemic times right now, and so we weren't sure when we were going to make it, if we were going to make it. But we kept putting it off. We weren't sure if we were going to get past the border.
Yeah.
But finally we just said, you know what, whatever happens, happens. So we got in the car and we drove our stuff down the Baja Peninsula, and
So you've done the drive.
we've done the drive.
And you have a dog, right?
We have a dog. Yep.
And no problems?
No problems. We were prepared for everything. We had, dog records, made sure we didn't have anything that couldn't cross the border in the
Right.
car. We had all of our paperwork that proved that we owned a house in Mexico, prepared for anything, and we had no problems crossing the border.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Normally we sit down and have tacos in the afternoon for lunch, and right now it's kind of getting close to dinner time, but are you hungry right now?
Oh yeah, totally.
Do we have tacos? I think tacos are going to be coming in pretty soon.
What else?
Well, tacos, what do you want to drink?
A Corona?
Corona? A beer? Okay,
Makes
beers?
sense.
Okay.
María Corona?
Yes, we're here at María Corona and we're going to have some Coronas. So, making the move, it was easier than probably you anticipated.
Yeah.
What were you doing for those 4 years of owning a house and not living here?
Yeah, well, I was grinding it out in corporate world in the U.S., working for a big bank.
Yeah.
And, just 9 to 5, getting sick of it. And Gretchen was doing the same thing, working from home with her job. We knew we were going to do this, and I think we just realized after, so many years doing the same thing that it was time to make the move.
Right.
We just were renting our place out to a couple of different renters during that time period.
Sure.
And they were great renters. They took great care of it, and we moved into a house that was well maintained and taken care of. So it was great.
Great. And actually, I met Rob and Gretchen at the clubhouse of the community they live in. We were recording a video, go figure, and they start talking about, what are you guys recording? Oh, actually, we were just on a HGTV episode, and I was like, oh, really? We exchanged contact information, and lo and behold, we managed your house.
Yep.
For that time.
Exactly. You managed it. Your wife, Rocio, was nice enough to help us out with the rental. That worked out perfectly because, it takes a lot of stress off, when you're in the States and you're trying to manage a house in another country. Extremely helpful. So that was what made it a lot easier for us.
Yeah. And so where are you originally from?
I was born and raised in Colorado, but been all over. I married Gretchen and moved to Portland, Oregon, and then from Portland we moved to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix back to Denver. And then actually right before we left, we were in Steamboat for 4 months, just kind of in the pandemic interim, trying to figure out when we were going to get down here. So
Right. And so, but you're originally from Colorado?
Originally from Colorado, yeah, born and raised. She's from Boston.
Okay. So Gretchen from Boston, you're from Colorado.
Right.
You're now in Cabo. I mean, what's it been like, Rob?
It's been a bit of a roller coaster, as you can imagine. And we've been talking about it for 15 years. Because,
Really?
Well, yeah, because she comes to the family with a timeshare, which she's been coming to Cabo for 20 years.
Right.
And then, of course, I marry her, and I'm inheriting the timeshare. So we've been coming down here for 13, 15 years, somewhere in there. Fell in love with Cabo, so we've been thinking about this for a long time. And then, of course, we finally bought, and then it took 5 years then to get down here after we bought the property.
You bought a place 5 years ago, but when did you start seriously considering buying a place?
Well, we started seriously considering buying the place probably just 6 months to a year before we bought.
Really?
Yeah.
And you started because you were on a vacation, you started looking at properties?
We just kept saying, we were just so bummed about leaving Cabo every time we left, and we're like, we got to go back home to the cold or the rain.
Let me interrupt you 1 second.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is one of the great parts about Mexico, right?
Please, continue.
Go on. Where was I?
The move here,
yeah.
what's it been like?
So,
living here.
We just kept saying to ourselves, we were just so bummed about leaving Cabo every time, you know, and we were just like, well, why don't we live here? And then the wheels started turning, right? And then the next time we came down, we're looking at properties.
Right.
And it was probably that time and one other time here, traveling here, where we ended up buying.
Wow.
So it didn't take us long once we figured it all out. But I think a lot of people have a hard time getting to that point, right?
Yeah, so once you get to that point, because this is very helpful for our viewers. A lot of them are not homeowners yet in the Baja.
Right.
But they're considering it.
Yeah.
What are maybe the top two things that you were surprised with in terms of the buying process and then home ownership?
The top two things I was surprised with?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't understand the whole ownership in a trust. So that was kind of new. And while a lot of the things are similar in the States as far as the whole home buying process, there are a lot of things that are required that you're not prepared for, and then there are other things that are not required that you're not prepared for. So, and without going into detail, it's just, it's good if you can help people understand that before they come down here.
Just in case you're wondering, that trust that Rob is talking about, I recorded a video, so maybe I'll link to a video so you can watch what a fideicomiso, what a real estate trust is. But
helpful.
Would you say using a real estate agent is a good idea for our clients?
Absolutely, because the agents down here know the neighborhoods, they know the area, they know people. We had to buy the property, but then we also needed help with furniture and moving and all kinds of other things. So agents are connected with the community and the restaurants and the people, so it is helpful to have a real estate agent.
So you're now a real estate agent in Cabo.
Yeah.
What's that been like? I mean, what was that process of getting your license, doing the education, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, I was again expecting it to be somewhat similar to the States, but it's really like a 180 different from the States as far as getting your license. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it takes a little less time to get your real estate license here. There's a test that you have to take. You have to go through all the immigration paperwork. But it really wasn't that bad getting your license here. And working with a great team like yours, a lot of knowledge and professionalism and great help behind the scenes. So it's been an easy transition. I know we had planned it a year or so in advance, so it was a nice smooth landing.
Señores, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So we have some carne asada tacos. We're gonna start with those right away, and I'll be bringing you more tacos as we go.
Great, thank you.
Wow,
so at María Corona, they actually make the tacos table side, as you see, and it's an assortment of chicken tacos, carne asada, And
there-
you have chorizo back there?
We also have a homemade chorizo, beef chorizo, and we have the salsas here that go with your tacos, señores. We have, for example, the pico de gallo, got salsa verde and salsa habanero. If you like something a little more spicy, that's the one that I suggest to go.
The really spicy one you suggest?
Absolutely.
Do you do spicy?
I do like spicy.
All right, dig in.
I sweat a little bit, but I do love the
I like spicy too.
Is that fish on there too?
We have chicken, we have chorizo, we got a little nopales, we have cebollitas, we love
Okay.
Onions, cebollitas.
All right, all right.
How's your Spanish going?
Awful.
Yeah, awful. Okay.
I mean, I'm picking up words here and there. Un poquito.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
Yeah.
A little.
A little. But my wife is the one who speaks more Spanish.
Oh, really? I
Much
didn't
like
know.
your wife speaks more Spanish than you, I'm guessing.
Well, she is Mexican. But I mean, do you find it absolutely necessary to speak Spanish?
I don't know, and that's what's gonna obviously make it hard for me to learn Spanish, because you can get around down here just fine speaking English. But you know, I want to be respectful of the culture and the community down here,
Sure.
and I know that if I at least just put some effort into trying to speak Spanish, it goes a long way.
100%.
So yeah, you can get down, you can get by just fine down here speaking English, but I'm gonna learn the language.
Okay, good
That's
for
a
you.
goal of mine.
All right, next episode with him on it, he's gonna be speaking Spanish, all Spanish.
Right, full episode of Spanish. Give me a couple of years.
So, in the few short months that you've been working down here, you've already sold a few properties.
I have, yes. You know, I of course told everybody I was going to be doing this,
Right.
and so actually my first customer was somebody who I have known in the States for quite a while. They looked me up on LinkedIn. I'd heard that I had moved down here, and he contacted me, and like literally within 2 months of being down here, I had my first contract. So
Wow.
yeah, that was exciting.
So, Rob, how many deals have you put under contract in the short few months that you've been selling real estate?
I've got, well, 3, right? And I got a lot going on right now too, so it's been busy.
Good.
It's been really good.
Excellent.
Better than I had expected. So my expectations were low, being a new agent.
Yeah.
But I've been pleasantly surprised.
You know, 3 properties under contract in the MLS. The average for an agent for a whole year is 2. So you've already exceeded the average in just a few short months during a pandemic. So congratulations.
I'll take it.
Boy, I didn't want to ask you too many questions with the mouthful. Please
I
eat.
took too big a bite.
In the meantime, I'll let you gentlemen know that we have the grill on here. And also we have cecina here, which is a salty beef.
Nice.
With some of the house specials. And we have a queso fresco as well that you can add to your tacos.
Oh, the queso,
And the
okay.
home beef chorizo homemade. Please enjoy.
Wow.
Thank you. Well,
We should turn the camera off and just pig out.
yeah, right. Get ridiculous. Bon appetit.
Yeah,
Buen
this is
provecho. All right, another episode. It's a wrap of Let's Talk About It. Gabrielle, thank you for inviting me and Rob.
Thank you so much.
The food was fantastic. And you guys are open from 5 p.m. every day of the week?
Yes, until 11.
Okay, 5 to 11. And are you guys still open for breakfast and lunch?
No, we just open for dinner.
Okay.
And we close on Mondays.
All right, close on Mondays. Great tacos. And you also have other
Lots of
things.
seafood. Yeah.
Great seafood. I heard the lobster. There's some amazing things you do with lobster.
We're starting making a soup with a half stone, and we cook it right at your table.
Wow.
Fantastic soup. Yes.
Man,
Brand
it's
new.
like the tacos. It's going to be delicious.
Rob, next time with the wives?
Of course.
All right.
Absolutely.
Guys, Rob, Gabrielle, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Another episode. Like, share, and give me a comment. What's the next taco place we should do an episode of Let's Talk About It? All right, bye for now.